Rachel came back home crying of heartbreak after being in a relationship with her ex-boyfriend for 2 years. And she was crying her eyes out. Her younger brother, Jimmy, could not believe it. He tried to console her, but that was not enough. Rachel continued to cry and called out men are scum, men are crazy, men are dogs, all the insults in the world. Because of the pain she is going through, she read a lot of insults on men. Jimmy tried his possible best to console the sister. Weeks later, Rachel said she's going to open a podcast on YouTube to discuss how men are scum and men are not to be trusted. Jimmy said, "This is just a heartbreak. You don't need to do that." Rachel said, "Well, apart from you, every other man is a scum and a dog. I do not trust men. In fact, I do not believe in love." Jimmy said, "Don't say that. You'll find your own person one day." Jimmy continued to console his sister, but that was not going as he planned. Jimmy was returning from a football training where he decided to buy some drink. Met this young lady selling drinks on her head. He bought the drink and watched on as the girl sold the drink for him. Immediately, the girl caught his eyes, but he didn't see anything. Next day, he continued to look for this girl because he wanted to collect her number. But after a few days, he searched and waited. He did not find this lady. A month after, when he was not going to training again, early in the morning, he met this young lady. Once again, this time around, he said, "Wow, why are you selling this drink so early in the morning?" The girl said, "Well, I need to make money, save money, and continue my education. I stay with my auntie, and this is the only way I can survive." Jimmy said, "Okay, I will try and patronize you every day so that you can be able to make some enough sales every day." The girl was happy, and Jimmy said, "Do you have your phone number if you can give me so that anytime I want to buy something, especially drinks, of course I'll call you and you supply them?" The girl said, "I do not have phone, but I always pass here around this time and of course in the evening. So anytime you want to see me, I will always be around passing by this time." Jimmy said, "Okay, that's fine." And they left. Jimmy came back from the training, came home and saw the sister on podcast talking about how men are scum, men are wicked. Jim looked on and shook his head and said, "My sister, what you're doing is not fair. You will find your person. I don't think what you are doing at the moment is right. I know your boyfriend broke your heart, but that does not mean that you are going to continue to call men scum and not believe in love again." Well, Rachel did not hear what her brother was saying. Continue to do what she does best by calling men scum, and said, "Well, you know, the only person I believe now is my brother, Jimmy, which of course I know that he's the only one I trust. Every other person aside him is a scum." Jimmy went outside waiting to see if the drink seller will pass by. Luckily, yes, she passed by again and he bought some drinks from her and they chit-chat a little bit. So Jimmy introduced himself to her as the younger brother of this lady called Rachel, and of course they live in this house that their parents willed to them. Then the drink seller also introduced herself to him as her name is Sandy, who she stays with the aunt. She's an orphan for now and she's selling these items to survive. Then they became friends. Jimmy said, "Don't worry, I'll get you your phone so that we can communicate, okay?" After some few weeks, Jimmy got her some smartphone where they could communicate in case of anything. One day, Jimmy opened the door and allowed Sandy to come in. And after some few chit-chat, She explained that the auntie accused her of stealing some amount of money and threw her out of the house. She has nowhere to go at the moment, and this is the only place. So Jimmy allowed her in. Just as he was about to allow her into his room, Rachel came over and said, "Who is this?" Jimmy quickly introduced Sandy to his sister and said, "She is a friend I met and she has nowhere to go, and I just want to accommodate her for a while." Rachel said, "What do you mean? You want to accommodate a stranger into our home? Are you okay? Who is she? I mean, who are her parents?" Jimmy continued to explain that she is an orphan. Rachel was not ready to listen to anything that her brother was saying and saying she would not allow her into the house. A stranger, what if she is here to spy and call on some strangers to attack them in the night? Jimmy said he knows her and that thing cannot happen. Well, at this point, Mitchell has no point to prove. So Mitchell said, "Well, all I can say right now is that you are now here to stay for tonight only. After tonight, she leaves." Jimmy said, "Well, for tomorrow, we'll discuss about that." Sunday was allowed into the next morning. Rachel again was saying, "When is Sandy leaving?" Jimmy quickly said Sandy is not leaving right now because Sandy is his friend and that she will be in this house for the meantime until she's able to find a family, a relative, or someone that can help her out with accommodation or whatever. Rachel called Jimmy aside and said, "Look, if anything happened to this girl in this house, you are not calling my name. In fact, don't blame me. I am not in support of this. I don't know why you want to have a stranger in this house." Jimmy said nothing is going to happen. Sandy is in his care, so he will do everything possible to keep her safe and everyone safe. Sandy was not allowed to be in the house for the meantime. Now, Jimmy and Sandy became so close that Jimmy does not have his sister's time anymore. Rachel realized that he has all the time to give to Sandy and not her. She started becoming jealous and started acting weird and also very mean towards Sandy. She sometimes pretends she's sick, she has injury just to have the attention of her brother. But after giving her the attention for some few minutes, he goes back to Sandy. Sandy and Jimmy are always eating together, chit-chatting, coupling up, and after some few weeks, they are both in love and in a relationship. Jimmy officially told his sister that he is dating Sandy and that he wants her to give Sandy some little respect. Rachel was not buying that at all and said, "Well, the respect will be in, not demanded. If she wants respect, she needs to leave her house." Jimmy said, "This is our house, not your house." Jimmy said his mind and left. Rachel realized that he has lost his mind because of love. Rachel did everything in her power to hate Sandy. Sandy realized that the sister hated her so much, so she came up with a plan, and this was to set Rachel up on a blind date. They set up a official website and profile for her on a dating site. After they set a profile up, she got him match, and Jimmy and Sandy approached Rachel and told her that there's a business meeting that she needs to meet up with. When she got there, it was a blind date. The gentleman introduced himself to Rachel. Rachel wanted to be rude, but composed herself and said in her mind that maybe this is a blind date. They had a very smooth blind date. She came back and Timmy and Sandy were shocked that Rachel was not angry. They were surprised. Immediately Rachel said, "So, you set me up on a blind date lying that it was a business deal. Well, if I told you it was a blind date, I know you would not go. Well, you know me so well. It went well, thank you anyways." Few days later, Rachel went on another date. At this time, Jimmy and Sandy realized that she has found her match. Well, when she came back She was very happy, singing and joyfully. Surprisingly, Jimmy's friend also came to the house and said, "Jimmy, is this your sister? She's so happy. What changed?" Jimmy said, "Mind your business." After Rachel went to her room, Jimmy and Sandy laughed and said, "We set her up on a blind date and surprisingly, it went well." Wow. Jimmy's friend was shocked and happy for Rachel, saying, "Finally, we can rest on social media from these all men are scum, men are dogs, insult we have been receiving from your sister. I'm happy for her. Now we can all rest." Jimmy and Sandy laughed and said, "Hey, don't talk about my sister like that." Jimmy's friend laughed and said, "You know what I mean." They threw in some jokes in there. A week later, Rachel again went on another day. This time, she was super happy and said, "Thank you guys, Sandy. I'm sorry for what I did to you when you came to the house. And Jimmy, thank you so much for standing by me. And thank you too for setting up a date for me. I really do appreciate it. Sandy, again, I'm sorry for maltreating you, for everything in this house. You know how heartbroken I was earlier. In fact, I was transferring the aggression of my broken heart onto you. I'm sorry, okay?" Sandy said, "Don't worry. Thank you so much for also accommodating me in your house. I know taking in a stranger is hard. I really do appreciate it. I really hope that one day I can repay your kindness." Jimmy and Sandy said, "You are welcome." They both hugged their sister. Oh, Jimmy hugged his sister and said, "Have a nice day. Hope this guy treats you better than all your exes." Vijay said, "Yes, he has proven to be a good man so far." Thank you all once again. Thanks for watching this recap. This channel brings you the best Nollywood movies. We save you time and money. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos for more movie recap.